What's going on, guys? Kiger here. I'm going to run you through my Gladiator priest build that I used in Top League, as well as give you some gameplay. So, first we're going to start with my stats, and they're really, uh, because I was marksman, it's slanted towards marksman, and I've made changes that push me towards the Gladiator build, but I'll explain what you would change if you're going for a full Gladiator build, as I'm kind of leaning into for this build right here. A little over a million HP, 180k attack, 60k defense. I obviously want more defense. One of the biggest things with Earth Echo is its percent bonus defense. So you want more defense just so you can tank better. This is kind of a bruisery build. I'm doing good DPS, but I'm also surviving. And then using that life leech of HP steal rate to stay alive. Then we look at my crit and crit immunity are both good. So we'll talk about that more once we get to the will section. But your crit and everyone else's crit immunity is going to play a big factor in which wills you use. And if we take a look, my block and break, I have a pretty high break because, like I said, I'm built towards offensive, but my block is pretty decent for my level. My pierce is really low, protection rate's really low, damage increase and damage reduction are good for my level. I think around this level, anywhere in the 20s is good. So 32 increase and roughly 35 decrease is really good. 65.44 HP steal rate. The 60% is from the class advancements, and the other 5.44 is from IOs, which are the primary way you get that. Besides, fairy wills can have HP steal rate as little bonuses. Also, as you see, I am down here using damage increase and damage decrease because I believe those are the two best for this build. Then we go into the skills that I am using. It's going to be full right side for Top League. The only thing you can change is if everyone has Star Blessing. You can remove Star Blessing and take Kiss of the Frostworm, so you can play more control style. I did not in this case because I didn't do any comms. We didn't really talk in the chat about who to go after, blah blah blah. So I just went self-reliant, just 3 strong people. And then for Gladiator, you want to go full left side, but remove crosscut and put in Soul Blast. This is a knock-up. Also reduces their defense and block, which is by 30%, which is huge. In PvE, crosscut is very powerful because, as you see, 6 seconds. You don't really care about the attack down, but that 6-second cooldown with your super high attack because of the Gladiator passive is important. Now we're going to follow a very straightforward combo with the Gladiator and the Priest. Now Gladiator and Priest both together, when you use your first skill as a Priest, you get the CC immunity, and for Gladiator, whenever you're using a Gladiator type skill, as you'll see up at the top, gain immunity to knock up and knockback, and that's most of the CC when in Top League when fairies are ignored. So we're really just going to go down the line, uppercut into Soul Blast, into Moonslash, into Punitive Chop. Now there's a alternate one which is going to depend on the setup, which is uppercut to put you in, and then if you're in an AoE, Moonslash, bring them together, use Soul Blast to knock them up, and during the knockup you can hit them with the Punitive Chop. So both of those are the pretty easy bread and butter combos. There's other things you can mix in, but these are some pretty straightforward combos. Now let me talk to you about stats and IOs, things like this. So if we go to my IOs, as I said, mine are very damage focused. Crit is nice, but with this build, you mainly want damage increase, damage decrease. Attack is actually pretty good. If you just ignore crit, then you'll be fine. So you can focus on just doing white numbers. Now, you can do a Gladiator crit build. It's just Gladiator already requires some tons of stats to focus on. That adding that extra stat to worry about makes it kind of an issue. The reason why it can work is because you do have that priest crit buff. But if you just boost your attack, then you can just focus on what we call white numbers, which is non-crit numbers, which is going to be very, very powerful. Going on, I am using the 3 Earth 1 Holy in Top League. If this was where we can cast fairies, then 4 Earth would be awesome, because then you can get those bonuses. But with the Top League how it is, no fairies, this is very powerful. We also have the plus defense and stuff, as we talked about before, plus attack. And then what we also have is Foxglove's passive, as we'll see right here. Passive right here, when you have Foxglove active on that class, when you have a shield, get extra crit rate and lower incoming CC, as well. You see it scales down to 5% crit rate and minus 30% CC effects. The CC effects is really what we care about here, and you're getting shields from the priest passive, so you're able to still get some bonuses as you go. Now, water is also decent, but people are trying cannon again. There's other non-heal effects going on, so water being focused on healing doesn't really jive with what you're trying to do. And water also is focused more towards the heavy tank side, whereas earth is a bruiser. Like I said, they're tanky, but they're also dishing the damage. Let's go into our fairies. So fairy wills are going to be very, very important. These are not what I want to be using for this build. It's what I already have built up, so this is what I end up using. As far as the cores are fine, but the generations down here, I'll show you what I got, why I'm using it, and then explain what I think you should be going after. So we have a level 4 fierce attack. This is when I go in, I can do some damage. Like I said, this is a bruiser build. And then I have a level 6 God Bless, which is really, really good. And a level 3 God Bless, so I have level 9 God Bless. So while I'm in there doing damage, staying in the battle, I'm going to get resistances as well as damage reduction while I'm staying in battle. Last but not least is a cheeky slaughter in there. This would ideally be another fierce attack, so I can get a good burst in, but there's nothing wrong with slaughter. One of each is actually fine. Slaughter also has that slow if they're under 60%, so one of each is fine, but focusing on one is generally better. Then we talk about the generations down here. I have the 1 set of Soul Hunt, which gives me more damage to people who are decelerated, immobilized, or stunned. I have several decelerations and immobilizations, as well as we just said, slaughter slows, which will then trigger Soul Hunt. So it kind of works together. And then the other 3 are all break free, which is a crit based build. When I trigger a core skill, which will primarily be either if I do my first attack in the battle will be Fierce Attack, and if they're under 60%, it'll be Slaughter. You can obviously trigger Fierce Attack when they're under 60%, but there's a bit of a cooldown there. So the one of each is actually generally fine when it comes to the break free. And it gives crit rate, crit damage. Now, what I suggest you doing is this is going to depend on what style you want to do with the Gladiator Priest, but it's generally going to be these two different ones, and then you mix and match based on how much damage versus how much tanky you want to be. And that is going to be, where's it at? God Bless Heal, which gives you more healing and reduces the enemy's healing from lifesteal effects. And then the other one is Super Strength. As I said, we have a butt ton of HP, and we turn that HP into attack, which is those white numbers I talked about. We're throwing tons of skills, and if we're boosting our base damage, when we throw out a skill for damage, we are also healing more because of the HP steal rate, which is, as we said, I have 65% HP steal rate, so I have 65% chance to trigger healing for 40% for single target or 14% for AoE. Almost everything in this kit is AoE. The one exception is Uppercut. It's also depending on how many targets hit. So if you use a punitive chop that only hits one person, you will get 40% back. So you can move things, you can do things in your favor, but Super Strength right here says when you trigger a core skill, you get that HP into attack. Not God Bless, so some people try to avoid this because you are using God Bless. Remember, our other two, we have Fierce Attack and Slaughter. This triggers on those, and it's actually going to be very, very helpful, especially if it's Fierce Attack, trigger Super Strength. They go under 60%. Slaughter triggers, which with Slaughter will be based on your attack, which will be boosted due to Super Strength. So you mix these two, Super Strength and God Bless Heal. If you want more healing and sustain and ignoring their healing, you get more God Bless. If you want more damage, you go for Super Strength. 2-2 is generally good for all content. For PvE, you can just go all 4 Super Strength and you'll be fine. And PvP, 2-2 will be fine. If you want more damage, do a 3-1 with Super Strength. If you want more defense, do a 3-1 with God Bless Heal. Now, let's get into the gameplay. Alright, so this is top 8. We did win the first match, but there was an issue with the recording for that first part. So ignore that. It is 1-0 going into this. Like I said, these are just 2 other people with their own builds. We're not strategizing or anything. We're just going in and fighting. So here we go. Go in. Keep an eye on the field. Buff. Throw out AoEs. Throw that out. Boom, it hit the back line. Now I decide to go in, but I got knocked up during that. As you see, right there had the nice combo. Remember, Moonslash is a big AoE around you. So I pulled Goliath from behind me, and then pulled the other 2 in front of me together. And then Punitive Chop, which was huge damage, as well as I believe Goliath behind me was casting a skill, which got canceled due to the knock up or knockback or whatever it is. It's actually not considered either of them, because if you have that immunity, you're still affected by the Punitive Chop pool. It's just not a keyword said anywhere. I'm just going to call it pool. Keep going. And then boom, they're dead. Onto the back line. AoE. Throw some skills. They're dead. Now we're on to the semifinals. Go forward a little bit. There we go. So we have one person that has a connection issue. So we're kind of having to two-man this. There were some AoEs. They get hit by the tenacity ball. I go in. I do the basic combo. Boom. And then one dead. Another one super low. Other one behind us died as well. So it's just Sky. Dead. Alright, and our guy came back. Where their connection issues were handled. So we go in to the next match of semifinals, 1-0. Combat start. Go. I'm watching this guy run around. And full combo him, dead. And he had no opportunity to press a button during that time. On to the last one. I have this issue come up right here a bunch. Where I'm at 150 to 200 MS. So I go to click a skill that I have a target for. But then by the time it actually casts, I miss a skill. Go forward. We'll go back. Throw out skills. Their DPS back here. I jump on them, pull them in. And you see that's kind of what you want to do. I scared him into burning a dash. And as soon as I saw the dash happening, I activated the Moon Slash, which has a big AoE. And then I brought him in after the dash, nullifying the dash. Gave him the slow on him. Boom. And now we're on to Raspberries in the back. Totally ignoring Hono. Because he is more the tanky side as far as what he did for this top league. So with me as the bruiser side, I can kind of ignore him and out heal the damage he's doing. And now it's just him. So we just spend the time and eventually kill him. I'm actually healing during this situation because he's not doing any damage. During this entire top league, I did not go under 75-80% because I had the level 9 God Bless heal going on. And boom, 1-0 in the finals. Alright, and go. Someone asked that I switch from marksman. Told them I'm recording a guide video. Alright, so we're throwing skills. I missed the tenacity ball. I missed the uppercut there as well. But look, they're all together. Pull them in. Slash. And then instead of just doing basic attacks, I'm trying to throw out skills in a certain way. As you see, I throw it in a certain way. He did a really good dodge there that actually dodged the ability. And then it's just Hono. And then run him down. Hono generally goes fire from what I know. So he's generally big damage. But I believe he decided to go more on the tanky side for this top league because he's the primary tank for their team. Let me know what you guys think down below. Till next time, guys.